Consider for a moment the individuals in your life, both personal and professional, who you truly value. The ones you instinctively turn to when a project is critical, when a secret is heavy, or when a crisis emerges. What are the qualities that define them? It is unlikely that you are drawn to them solely because they are the most brilliant person you know, or the most artistically gifted, or the fastest runner. While their talents may be considerable, the pull you feel is rooted in something far more foundational. You turn to them because you trust them. You know with a bone-deep certainty that they will show up, that they will tell you the truth, that their ego will not get in the way, and that they will navigate chaos without creating additional drama. This is not a minor personality trait. It is the very bedrock of profound success and meaningful connection. The real, lasting, and often overlooked unfair advantage in any field, in any relationship, in any life, is not raw talent, but a deeply cultivated character that inspires unwavering trust. We live in a culture that is mesmerized by the spectacle of talent. We celebrate the prodigy, the genius, the overnight sensation. Our narratives are built around the myth of innate, dazzling ability. This focus creates a dangerous and misleading illusion. It suggests that success is a lottery of birth, reserved for a chosen few who won the genetic or circumstantial jackpot. This perspective is not only disempowering, it is fundamentally incorrect. It ignores the quiet, consistent daily machinery that actually drives lasting achievement. Talent is like the visible part of an iceberg, impressive and attention-grabbing. But beneath the surface lies the massive, unseen bulk of the ice, the character of the individual. This is the part that determines whether the iceberg stays on course or is shattered by the first storm it encounters. Talent can get you in the door, but only trust can build you a house in which to live and thrive. Trust is not a single quality, but a complex ecosystem of interrelated traits. The first and most tangible of these is reliability. Reliability is the simple, profound power of doing what you say you will do. It is the foundation upon which all other aspects of trust are built. When you are reliable, you are sending a constant, silent message to the world. You can be counted on. Your word is a binding contract. Your presence is a certainty. In a world saturated with flakiness, excuses, and last-minute cancellations, the person who simply follows through stands out like a beacon. This consistency creates a psychological safety net for everyone around you. Colleagues know that if they hand you a task, it will be completed to the best of your ability and by the agreed-upon deadline. Friends know that if they need you, you will be there. This reliability transforms you from a variable into a constant, from a risk into an asset. It is the absolute antithesis of drama. Drama is, at its core, unpredictability and emotional volatility. The reliable person drains the swamp of drama simply by being a steady, predictable force. Closely linked to reliability is the quality of low ego. A large, fragile ego is one of the greatest destroyers of trust and opportunity. The ego is constantly seeking validation, credit, and protection. It is easily bruised, frequently defensive, and views collaboration as a competition. A person with a high ego is a liability. They are difficult to give feedback to because they perceive it as an attack. They are difficult to collaborate with because they are more invested in their own ideas winning than in the best idea succeeding. They create tension and walk on eggshells, as everyone else must manage their emotional state. In contrast, a person with low ego is a liberating force. They are secure enough to be wrong. They are genuinely curious about other perspectives. They are quick to give credit and slow to take it. They see the success of the team as their own success. This does not mean they lack confidence. Quite the opposite. It takes immense inner strength to subordinate your own need for recognition to the greater good of a project or a relationship. When people sense this low-ego approach, they relax. They open up. They share their best ideas without fear of them being stolen or dismissed. They trust that you are in the endeavor with them, not just for yourself. The third pillar in this architecture of trust is grounded honesty. This goes beyond simply not lying. It is about being a person of integrity, whose internal state aligns with their external actions. It is about being transparent about your capabilities, your limitations, and your intentions. Honesty is the compass that guides you when no one is watching. It is the choice to admit a mistake rather than hide it, to return the extra change given by a careless cashier, to speak a difficult truth when a comforting lie would be easier. This kind of radical honesty is initially daunting, but it is ultimately incredibly efficient and relationship forming. It eliminates the cognitive load of maintaining deceptions, of keeping stories straight, of managing a facade. People are drawn to this authenticity. They know that what they see is what they get. There is no hidden agenda, no subtext of manipulation. In a negotiation, a grounded, honest person might not always get the very best immediate deal, but they will build a reputation that attracts better and more sustainable deals in the long run. Their word becomes their bond, and in an increasingly ambiguous world, that bond is a form of currency more valuable than any single transaction. So how does one build this formidable character? The mandate is to work twice as hard on your character as you do on your craft. This is a radical reorientation of energy for most people. We are conditioned to focus on the external metrics of skill, practicing the presentation, learning the new software, studying the market trends. These are all important, but they are only half the battle. The other half, the more important half, is the inner work. This work is less visible and often less gratifying in the short term. It involves rigorous self-examination. It requires you to become a student of your own triggers, your own defensive mechanisms, your own hidden insecurities that masquerade as arrogance. This is the psychological work of a lifetime. Begin with reflection. At the end of each day, instead of just reviewing your task list, conduct an integrity review. Ask yourself difficult questions. Where did I compromise my values today, even in a small way? Was my ego driving my actions in that meeting? Did I make a promise, however minor, that I failed to keep? Did I avoid a difficult conversation that needed to be had? This is not an exercise in self-flagellation, but one of conscious awareness. You cannot change what you do not see. This daily audit shines a light on the gaps between your aspirations for your character and your current reality. Next, practice radical responsibility. This means adopting a mindset where you are the author of your experience, regardless of external circumstances. When something goes wrong, the default human response is to look for an external cause, to blame a colleague, the market, bad luck, traffic. The person building unwavering character trains themselves to ask a different question first. What was my role in this? What could I have done differently? This is not about accepting unjust blame, but about reclaiming your agency. By focusing on your circle of influence, you empower yourself to make changes. The blamer is a victim, perpetually at the mercy of events. The responsible person is a player, actively shaping their world. This posture is instantly recognizable and inspires immense trust, because it signals maturity and a solution-oriented focus. Furthermore, actively seek out feedback on your character, not just your performance. It is easy to ask, "How was my presentation?" It is far more vulnerable and far more valuable to ask, "What is it like to work with me? Do you feel I listen effectively? Is there anything about my communication style that creates friction?" This requires creating relationships with a few trusted individuals, a mentor, a candid colleague, a friend, who have permission to tell you the truth about your blind spots. This feedback is the sandpaper that smooths your rough edges. It is uncomfortable, but it is the raw material for genuine growth. Finally, understand that this is a practice, not a destination. You will not achieve a state of perfect character and then simply coast. There will be days when your ego gets the better of you, when you are tired and unreliable, when you choose the easy lie over the hard truth. The goal is not perfection, but progression. It is about building the resilience to notice these slips, to course correct quickly, to apologize sincerely, and to recommit to the path. Each time you choose integrity over convenience, reliability over impulse, and low ego over self-importance, you are making a deposit into your trust bank account. Over time, the compound interest on these deposits becomes astronomical. True lasting advantage comes not from raw talent, but from a character that inspires unwavering trust. This trust is built on a foundation of reliability, where you consistently do what you say you will do. It is strengthened by having a low ego, which allows for collaboration and learning from others. It is solidified by grounded honesty, where your integrity aligns with your actions. To build this formidable character, you must work even harder on these inner traits than you do on your external skills.